Hi, I'm Vincent with Peconi Real Estate. I'm here with Tracy Wright from the Wright House Photography. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Very good. Today we're here to talk about photography and goats.
Yeah.
Right? So we actually showed up today and there were two guard goats. Do you want to tell me about the goats to start maybe?
Well, they are Simon and Dexter, and they are my welcoming committee. They are super friendly. They're just like dogs. They just hang out with people and follow me around when we're outside doing pictures. And
They're not vicious.
They're not vicious. They just want to push up against you and snuggle and photobomb in your pictures.
They want to be in the pictures. So do you use them often in some of your
I
in your
quite
work?
often get requests, can we have goat pictures? So yeah, and that's what they're here for. We're here to interact with kids, so that, because we're a little bit out of the city, so it's kind of a country feel. So I wanted people to come here and have an experience, not just come here and get their pictures taken. So my plan was to have it just a fun, memorable place that people would say the next time they wanted to have pictures, hey, let's go there again.
Yeah.
So, and the goats helped me out with that tremendously.
What's the most interesting goat photo shoot you've done?
Oh, families all the time want them in their photos, and that's harder than when they just decide they want to be in the photos, because then we have to kind of maneuver them in. But no, they're just, they want to be a part of all of it.
Yeah, they seemed very friendly. When we pulled up, we weren't sure, and then they were very friendly, and they snuggled up, and they want to be pet, and they really are just like little friendly dogs, right?
Dexter, my white goat, if I sit down anywhere on a chair, he's immediately up on my lap and just wants to cuddle.
Amazing.
And yeah, so they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like them a lot.
really good. So we're out on Woodbine. We're a little bit outside of Newmarket. Tell me about the actual property, about the space, and kind of how it came to be from where you work.
I had a smaller house in Newmarket, and I had a studio in my basement. And I was just kind of outgrowing it when I decided to start looking around for other properties. My parents, this is the house that we actually grew up in as a child, and just when I started going to look around at open houses and things, the people who were renting this house decided to move. So to me it was like a sign that this property all of a sudden became available, and I had always told my mom and dad that if it did, I wanted first option to buy. And it was exactly what I was looking for. I wanted something close to town, easy for people to find, but had a real country feel to it. So that's what we have here. So we have 2 acres, and what I like about being here is that I've tried to create all the different areas. When I've gone other places for photo shoots, I think in my mind, you know what, I really liked that about that place, and I really liked this about that place. So here, I've tried to create all those different aspects, and we try and add a new element each year, because I have a lot of repeat customers that come back for family sessions every year. So they want to have different backdrops, but different things. So which I try and
keep it exciting for the customers coming back.
So that the pictures don't look the same
exactly
every year. Yeah. So this is it's just been great. We built a studio, so I do indoor things here. But outside, we have lots of different areas, and of course the goats follow around.
And the goats follow around. It's nice to have such a big space to work with, inside and outside. I mean, we're in an absolutely amazing indoor space, but I mean the property's huge as well. Tell me what it's like working with having your business where your family was, so working on your family property, and tell me about that.
It's just I'm such a sentimental sap when it comes to that, because this is the 4th generation to be on this property. And it's just meant so much to me that I was able to keep it and be able to keep it in our family. It's the last 2 acres from the original family settlement. And I feel in many ways I was guided to get here. There were so many little signs and signals along the way that I was doing the right thing. And I know my grandmother's around here watching, because I chat to her all the time when we're out there, and it's I just love it. It's just meant so much to me. And all the things I hated growing up here as a kid, love as an adult.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the amazing things about Newmarket and the surrounding areas. Some families have been here for so long. You have so many new families coming in, but you really have that heritage. Your family's been here for 4 generations. It's pretty remarkable.
It is. Yeah. No, I love it.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be really happy to have the space still being used. And I think it's a really nice, it ties in really nicely with photography. It's such a sentimental type of industry, right? So people come here and you can really invest in creating their moments with them, but you're still continuing to do that on your own family property as well, right?
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah. Tell me about some of the changes you've seen in the Newmarket area. Your family's been here for a long time.
Huge.
You know, I'm fairly new in the neighborhood, but yeah, tell me what you see. You know, some of the really positive things you've seen as the community grows. Maybe some of the challenges that happen with growth. I think they're normal. So
Yeah,
tell me
yeah.
about some of the things you've seen that you really like.
Well, I mean, it has definitely grown so big. I mean, the 404 wasn't up here at all when we were kids. On a Sunday night, the traffic would be stopped on Woodbine, everybody coming home from the cottage, and people coming in with buckets of water, wanting water for their rads because their rads were overheating because they were stuck for so long.
Wow.
Yeah, and the very first store that you would ever come to would be where Home Hardware is now. There was nothing, nothing on the floor, because there was no 404,
Right,
but there was
right.
no plazas or anything. My grandmother used to always joke, if you needed a spool of thread, you had to go all the way across to Main Street just to get thread because there was nothing in between.
There was nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, it's great that it's expanded and grown, and because the photography market has a few photographers in it.
Sure,
Digital photography has changed all of that. Anybody
Of course.
can or thinks they can be a photographer, and it's good to have a big pool of people to draw from.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's I mean, they're your clients, right? So the more people that grow, the more
Right.
people you can interact with, and the more businesses you can interact with as well, right? On that note, tell me a bit about how you got into photography. I mean, as you said, anyone with a digital camera or an iPhone, I mean, I see people at weddings with
it's
their big
crazy.
iPads holding up, and it's,
Crazy.
you know, let the photography do their job. But so tell me about how you got into it and why you really like doing it.
I was 4 years old, and I saved Kool-Aid packages to send away for my very first camera.
Wow.
And it was, I'm really aging myself now, but there wasn't even any place that you could develop film. So you had to put the film in a package and send it in the mail, and you patiently wait for the mailman to come to see if your pictures came back. And then being 4 and 5 years old, nobody had any of the heads in my
Right.
pictures. They were all chopped off.
Right,
And,
right.
But so it's always been something that I've been really passionate about and interested in for whatever reason. I don't know what would make a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
want a
no, it's a
camera back then
passion.
when
Yeah,
nobody
that's
had
incredible.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I've just kind of grown along with it. It's been a hobby all my life. I did, in my other studio, I had a dark room and I developed my own film and printed it. And it makes me laugh now when I think about photographers today, how they would shoot so differently if they had to have film and you couldn't take 30 shots and hope to get 2 or 3 good ones.
Right.
You had to have good shots right off
Right,
the bat.
yeah,
And
of
it's
course.
just, so it's just changed so much. But I just had so many people say to me along the way, you know, you should be doing this full time. And so I guess 15 years ago made that leap, and that's kind of how I got here.
Yeah, I can only imagine. We live in a world where like the immediacy, so you know, you take a photo, you get to see it right away, and it's amazing. It's one of those industries where you really have paid your dues because you've had to go. I mean, not only, you know, the patience of having to get your first camera, but having to take photos and then send them off and then wait,
Yeah.
make sure that they're good, and ultimately that's what you're selling to people as well. So you know, making sure that what you're capturing for them is really, really, really good quality, because you can't just come back and shoot another
No.
150 photos. You know, you have to really make sure you're doing. So that's good. I'm sure people really appreciate that in your talent and in your passion.
This is one of the hardest things I have to deal with at the studio here, is to get to people with their cell phones in their car.
Absolutely.
Because it's the whole, people's mindset has changed. People use their cell phones for everything. They take pictures of every single thing they do, and their meal, when they come here, and this is my job, and I've spent time and effort and money into props and settings and things, I don't want them taking their own photos. If you want to take your own photos, you stay at home or you go to a park and you do that.
Go find your own goats.
Exactly. So, but people don't understand when I say, and you'll see if we go out about, there's signs around saying no cell phone photography. And some people are really offended because it's just such a way of life now to photograph everything as you go.
Yeah.
They can't, it's like cutting their arm off when
Yeah.
they say you have to leave it in the car.
Yeah, it's a shame in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. I mean, people are so attached. They miss being attached to the
They
property.
miss being in the present
Yeah,
moment.
that's right. Being in the moment, right?
In
And
the
it's
moment,
yeah,
yes.
of course. And let you capture the moment for them. That's what you're here for.
Yes.
That's what you're talented. That's what you're good and passionate about. So that's what they should be trusting you to do.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Here, so that families can come here and have their photos taken. You get all this natural rock all around them, but they're up off the ground, so if women are worried about snakes or anything crawling around their feet, they don't have to. This is this spot after about 4 o'clock with the sun setting. Beautiful.
Let's go next. Ooh.
So we built these because when the goats were babies, they used to cry when I'd go inside. So this way, hi buddy. This way, when I'm inside, they can jump up and look in the window and see what I'm doing. And kids just, if they're a little bit nervous or they're all of a sudden they'll say,
See a
"Oh
goat?"
my God, there's a goat!" So, okay. Do you do high five?
So what do your clients like most about working with you?
I think first of all, what they like most is that I offer such a variety of shooting spots for people. They can get many different looks when they
Indoor,
come here.
outdoor.
Yeah, and the pictures don't look the same year to year. Everybody loves the goats. They're a huge, huge feature. But I think mostly what people are like to come here for is I am super, super patient. I'm always up for a challenge. Not that I want many difficult ones, but I am so proud of how I can connect with children. And I find even if I'm in a grocery store, there'll be a little baby sitting in their buggy with the mom, and they'll just like zoom right in on me and follow me around. And so even the most difficult kids, knock on wood, I've been very lucky with to capture those great smiles and get them to connect with me. And parents say to me all the time, "I can't believe how patient you are with kids." And
It's incredible in so many industries, and in real estate it's very similar where many people can do a similar job, but the connections you form, people, the level of trust,
Yes.
a little bit of intuition in the way you can understand their needs. Once you form a connection with people, I think that photography, my experience has been that it's that connection that's most important. Having the dynamic space, having the talent behind the camera is all very important, but if you
Well,
can't
just a part of
connect,
it.
that's right, if you
Yeah.
can't connect with your clients, you're not going to be able to draw the best out of them, and that's your job. So it's amazing to hear with confidence that you're able to do that. And I mean, I can tell that right away, and I'm excited to bring my son here and do some shots and do some goals. I know he would love it, and I know he'd have a great time. But
that's parents trust me so much. I say to people now, just let me take your kids. You come sit in here, relax, and let me go outside, connect with your kids without them looking for you or seeing what you're doing. And they just sit here and watch out the window, and I take the kids and we play, and I'm being super goofy, and I'm rolling the floor with them, and I'm doing all that stuff. But then you end up getting those authentic, great shots, which to me is what's important. Anybody can make a child say cheese.
Yes, that's
to
right.
get them like a real belly laugh, or to make them feel comfortable enough that while I'm laying on the ground, they come and sit on my back after I just met them 15 minutes ago. That to me is a really important skill.
Yeah, it's really powerful. You're able to draw the best out of them, and that's really what people want. They want to pay for photographs, but they want to pay for the best, and being able to pull that out of them is it's remarkable to hear. It's exciting. And if people want to get in touch with you directly, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Probably through my website.
Okay.
It's www.therighthousepphotography.com.
Okay, and all over social media as well, if they search The Right House?
Facebook too. Yes, that's as far as I go.
Okay, okay, very good, very good. So website's the best. If not, what about calling? Do you prefer the website?
Sure, you can call. Just I can't always answer because if I'm in a
Very,
session,
very busy, okay.
it is just me. I can't always get to the phone, but I will get back to people. I just find sometimes an email is, because if I get up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep, I can answer back.
Sure, yeah, when you run your own business, you never stop, right?
Yeah.
So, very good. Okay, so Tracy Wright from The Right House Photography. I'm Vincent from Coney Real Estate. Thanks for tuning in.